Alright, back by popular demand. Thanks for everyone who said they wanted to still see some stats, some data. Just seems really unpopular at times. Anyway, California, 40 days I played. The last few days I took off, but I played for 40 days, and in 186.8 hours I made $816. So it's pretty poor hourly. It's whatever, it's on the screen. It's like 4 something per hour, and I also averaged fewer than 5 hours per day. Those games, you know, I thought back to all the hands I won. There were enough of those. For like the first week or so, I just really wasn't winning hands. The winning hand showed up, and that's basically what it is, because it's a really, bluffing is a rare opportunity. It's an how to word this correctly. You shouldn't consider it that often, because it's not going to work that often. So you're at the mercy of just being dealt winning hands, and they showed up eventually. I could remember a fair amount of them. The thing was, every losing hand was a huge losing hand. Like in Vegas, I'll lose like queens versus aces and lose fewer than $50. Like that happens all the time. But it was very, very difficult to control the size of the pot. Like there are so many times a board hits, it's like okay, it's not amazing. And if it's like pretty close to 50-50, I don't want the pot to get huge. Like, what's the point if I'm gonna win as often as I lose at building the pot? So I keep it small, and I can. The point is, when I try to keep pot small in every other city, I can. I want there to be like 1 street of betting, 2 checks. Or I want there to be 1 street goes check, check, 2 streets, there's a bet. In California, at least at Lake Elsinore, if there was like a flop hits, and I'm like, okay, I want, you know, 2 streets to get checked and money to go in once, yeah, I just can't do it. Like, money will go in on 1 street, and then on the next street, money will go in and there will be a raise. Like, it's very, very difficult to control the size of the pot out there. So I don't think it was really different than normal in terms of like how many winning hands I was dealt and how many losing hands I was dealt, but all the losing hands were huge. Like a hand where I might lose like $20 in Vegas, I would lose like $250 in Lake Elsinore. So that, of course, meant fewer dollars in profit, but it also meant fewer hours, because there was a stretch, there were like 10 days in a row, I feel like I was down 200 in the first half hour. Like that just happened constantly. I go like weeks out here without having a minus $200 a day. And so it hurt the hours, which there's 2 parts to it. It's hourly and hours. So I gave you the stats on today. This is part 1 in going over the data for the summer in California, because what I'm ending with here is that the hours still mattered. If this wouldn't be fun, but whatever, like $4.80 I made per hour, with enough hours, it's not a ridiculous amount of money at the end of the month. And there were 2 other stretches in my life where something like this happened. It wasn't losing, it wasn't breaking even, it was winning, it was just small. And there was a time where I had like a decent amount of hours, and there was actually a time where I had a ton, and the dollar amount at the end of the month was fine, even though it was like really frustrating the entire time. So you have that to look forward to tomorrow and the next day. And remember, rice is a spoon food.